what I feel like is the people that don't find success within this, they just literally, they're too short term. Like it is a long process and you have to commit to learning the basics and building. And I don't think a lot of people can do that or want that. Like they just want those immediate results. And that's not what this business is. Hey everybody, welcome to the Real Estate Podcast. Matt and Alex here. We were just interviewed on someone else's podcast, Aileen Prak. And Alex and I went on there, talked business. She asked us a lot of questions about our background, what we kind of got out of teaming up together, how COVID may have changed our business, and had a really good time with Aileen. And we're going to be releasing this podcast soon on our channel as well. And I just appreciate you guys always tuning in. We would love to have any feedback or comments on the show. We always want to hear from you guys. It means a lot to me personally if you can do that. And yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, it was good. If you guys want to hear different style and, Matt and I being interviewed this time and some in-depth, questions about how we view things in our business, stick to the end. This is a great interview and we'll see you next time.
Peace. Let's get it.
Welcome everyone to today's episode of the How Did They Do It Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Aileen Prak. And today we have Matt Teifke and Alex Kaufman as our guests today. A little bit about Matt. He's a real estate and cannabis entrepreneur in Austin, Texas. And he and his business partner, Alex, run Teifke Real Estate. And in addition, Matt is a co-owner of TRE Property Solutions and Longhorn Construction and Development. So welcome to the show, you two. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for having us. Looks like you have a cool background behind you. It's pleasing to the eye, but happy to be here. So thank you for having us on.
Thank you. So Matt and Alex, I'd love to hear, a little bit more about your backgrounds. If you guys can share a little bit more how you guys started and where you guys are today.
Sure. Yeah, it's a long story, but we'll try to make it concise. We're here in Austin, Texas. We call it Opportunity City, and we're primarily focused on the real estate business. I'm 30 years old. Alex is 27, and we have just been getting after it in the real estate business for about 13 years. Started just getting our real estate license, kind of learning leasing, and got into sales and got into investing, which was always the goal, to kind of learn the basics of how other people are investing and how, you write contracts and everything, and then figure out how to make money on real estate. And so it's been a long journey, but where we're at today, we have a real estate brokerage with close to 90 real estate agents on the team. We have this big vision and goal of training and teaching real estate agents how to become entrepreneurs and how to get the most out of real estate for themselves. And it's not something that I hear a lot of brokerages talking about, but ultimately it's followed our path and our goal of learning how to own. And that's what we're all about. And so we truly believe that within real estate, that there's opportunities for everyone. We believe in making money in and on real estate. And we're trying to get that out there. We've seen time and time again, people come from other countries with nothing, single moms, people from all types of nationalities and races, build a amazing real estate business and create a great life. And real estate has awarded us that opportunity, and we're very passionate to get that out, and we care about helping people get there. But where we're at now, we're trying to grow the brokerage, get that mission out there. We're always buying properties. We have some mobile home parks, we have small apartments, we have single family, and we love the concept of owning and acquiring real estate, building a great brand, a good reputation. And for us, it's like the more people that we can find that are good people, that are serious and that care about what they're doing and figure out ways to grow together, the better it is for everyone. And we're as ambitious as you can be. We want to, build our wholesaling business. We want to build our management business. We want to own more property. We want to build our brokerage, our construction company. And we're hyper focused on Austin, Texas. Like I said, we call it Opportunity City. We just see so much potential and growth here. And Alex and I teamed up about 2 years ago as far as being true partners on a business. Before that, we were buying rental properties together, and we complement each other in some cool ways that's really allowed us to thrive, and just keeping our heads down and working hard every day. And, I couldn't be more blessed to call Alex a partner. So I've talked enough. Alex, if you want to add on to that, but we love what we do.
Yeah, no, Matt covered it
pretty well. Ultimately, our goal is to build one of the best real estate companies and the best real estate brands in the world. And we're really passionate about, getting this information out to everybody. Like Matt mentioned, we just truly believe that doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, anything at all, everybody has the opportunity to be successful in real estate. And it's just our mission to get that message out there, and if we can help along the way in any way possible, then we're very happy to do so.
Yeah. And one thing just to touch on, just to kind of wrap it up a little bit, like we have a huge focus ourselves on social media. We've got our podcast and a YouTube channel and all these different ways. And we're truly trying to get real valuable content out there. We're not trying to, basically like show the success we're having by showing where we're at. We're like, hey, we want to get in the trenches and we want to help people. And we're constantly putting out how to do this, how to do that within real estate. And we truly care and we want to help, and we spend a lot of time on it. And it doesn't bring any kind of immediate return, but it's this long-term goal of like, we want to get this message out. Like, I feel very blessed. My mom was a single mom, started buying properties, and over a 10, 15 year ended up with, 20 plus single family homes. And she was raising me and my brother, working a full-time job, and did that. And that's kind of what we're alluding to as well, when we believe anyone can do it. And we do believe that we have certain things figured out on how to do that. And we want to get that out there. It's just, it takes a lot of time, and it's not always what people think it is. But if people really want that and they're okay with, doing that work, we want to help them get there. And that's why we do a lot of that social media stuff. At the end of the day, is how do we get that message out to as many people as possible?
Oh yeah, that's really great. Thank you so much for sharing all of that.
Yeah.
So when you guys first started, how did you guys actually end up meeting? And you said you were doing a couple of rental properties together. And then how did you guys decide to come up with and create a brokerage together?
You want me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Matt and I grew up together. In a sense, I was best friends with Matt's younger brother growing up. I'm about 3 years younger than Matt is. And so growing up, I was always at Matt's house, and Matt's mom is, a second mom to me. And so that's how we met each other. We've known each other for about 19 years or so. And then we reconnected, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or so. And Matt was already doing his thing in real estate. I had worked in real estate in the past, and we really just kind of got together and started talking business. And one thing led to another. You can't be around Matt and not get convinced to get into real estate. So that happened, and we started buying deals together. And then, shortly afterwards is when Matt brought up the opportunity to buy into the brokerage, into the brand.
And from my perspective, back to what I was saying on the whole business, even to this day, it is to find good people and find ways to work together. And so I saw that in Alex as he was going above and beyond in what was needed to find success within real estate and just how to operate in general within business. So I, one, was impressed by that, but two, saw that he had different skills that I did not have. And I figured it would be a really good complement. And so I decided it'd be good to try and figure out a way to partner. And that's what we do constantly as well. That's how we got these other businesses, is we both feel like we know what we like to do, or that we're good at. And we try to stay in that lane. And then if someone else is good at something different and we can team up and bring a new value, we try to go all in on that. And it's fun. It's always something new and exciting. And the goal would be to do as many different things as we can, but not sidetrack ourselves from what our core focus or our core thing that we think we're good at is. And which for me is just constantly meeting new people and figuring out how to build relationships and grow in different ways with them. And for Alex, it's really to help set up and build a true structure for a business where then somebody can come in and maintain that business. And we both just try to constantly do that one thing. And it's been working pretty well for us. And we just, like I said, keep our head down and try to keep working. And ideally we'll think about the results later.
So then when you guys got first started, did you already kind of lay out everything? Did you already know how to set up all the structures? Did you know exactly what your business plan was and everything like that? Or like how did you guys, put that all together?
We're the answer is no. I mean, we didn't have all the answers. No.
And real quick to touch on that, like our timing of partnering was like literally like 2 or 3 months before COVID really was like at its, what I would say, peak as far as people being scared of, like, we don't know. I think this was in March, right? Like that's right when we were kind of starting our business. So that was a big impact on it as well. Even if we did have some kind of structure, that probably would have thrown it all out the window anyways. But keep going.
Yeah, and no, we didn't have a structure. We know, we always know where we want to go, and the path on how we're going to get there varies along the way, and sometimes, point B moves a little bit as well. But what we usually do is we always know point B and where we want to go, and then we're kind of a trial and error along the way, and things change, ideas change, strategies change, and so we're very versatile with how we get to point B. We didn't have an exact roadmap. We didn't have an exact game plan. I have my license, but I had never worked in a brokerage before. So I don't know what a real estate brokerage is, what one does in terms of like how it operates. And so really it's just picking things up and learning along the way.
And also like we even right now, like we are very passionate about this concept of letting people get whatever they want out of real estate if they're going to put that work in. And so whatever that looks like, we're not sure, but we want to get that message out. And it's not like we're telling ourselves we want to have 1,000 agents under the brokerage and then sell this company to Blackstone. We don't really think of it that way. It's just more like we know what we need to do immediately. Let's keep pushing forward. And we believe we have something unique. And it's like, but how do we stay unique? And how do we continuously provide a certain value for a certain type of person? But there's not one clear end point because we don't look at the clock. We don't have any other goals of like, we want to do this. It's, in the future, it's like, we love what we do. Let's keep this going and see what we can build it with all the people around us that join. Like, we just want to look up and be like, wow, that was a great run. That was amazing. And there's no clear exact goal. It's just like, get this. I guess the goal would be to get the message and the vision out and help as many people as we possibly can to own more real estate and to have a certain lifestyle that will come with, 5, 10, 15 years of hardcore work and some of the concepts that, like I was saying, that we've kind of figured out that works and that we believe in.
So do you guys focus on a specific asset class in real estate, or is it across multiple assets?
Multiple.
We do. It's called the investor agent, and in and on. And that's our specialty, and that's what we focus on. And we are we're the entrepreneurial brokerage, and within that we have all the different asset classes. We're not a residential brokerage. We're not a commercial brokerage or tenant rep or, apartment locating. All of our agents cover all those areas in real estate and the asset classes. And our biggest focus, like we've been talking about, is the in and on, making money in real estate as an agent, on real estate as an investor, and teaching our agents to be versatile and multifaceted as well.
And for us, like for our personal investments on our aspect of the on side, it's very focused, like I said, on Austin, Texas, kind of this MSA. So we'll buy anything here in Austin that we believe that there's value to. We want it to have some good cash flow, and we want to be buying at a discount of what we think it's worth. But we're not trying to like say, hey, we want to buy multifamily with a 5 cap in these markets. It's like, we'll buy anything in Central Texas that we see that there's value to. So it's the focus on in and on for our agents. And then for our personal investments, anything here, because like my opinion is over the next 50 years, Austin's going to be one of the best places to have been putting your money in. And It might not be 100% the best, but it's pretty obvious to see what's happening here with the jobs and the people. And it's still relatively affordable to the rest of the country. So we feel very blessed to be here, to have our roots here, to have connections and understand this market. So we're not trying to get sidetracked on our own personal investments right now because we might miss out on certain deals here in Austin.
And so you guys said that your business kind of started 2 or 3 months before COVID hit. And so, when COVID did hit, did you have to change your strategy a little bit? And then what were you seeing in the marketplace? And then how has it kind of changed to what it is today?
Um, so my answer to that would be is that honestly, COVID did nothing but accelerate growth for us. And when COVID hit, our initial thoughts is to go all in, go as hard as possible. There's an opportunity where everybody is backing up and retreating right now. And, there's a lot of uncertainty in the air. And finally, at this point in Austin, we could make offers where there weren't 20 other ones. So we were trying to go all in. And on the business side, same aspect. I mean, the people we surrounded ourselves with and the entrepreneurial agents that we attract to our brokerage, they weren't retreating either. They were going hard. They were looking for more clients. They were trying to learn how to be versatile and to make money if people are afraid to buy houses or maybe afraid to sell. So we just went all in. We went really hard. I think all of us know that COVID did not impact real estate negatively. So, we were just well prepared, already running by the time that things picked back up.
And I think it also just expedited our vision where we're at today, where if you were just a traditional, buyer's agent or leasing agent or listing agent, when things change and get disrupted, that's, in my opinion, not the best position to be in. So it just proved to us more that you got to be entrepreneurial and creative and flexible. And it helped us probably come to this conclusion quicker. And because our agents were seriously thriving, like they were like, figuring out new ways to go about deals. And they had, because everyone needed something creative or unique. And it really just pushed us to get there quicker. And so, obviously nobody wanted this to happen, but we were just like, hey, it is what it is. Alex told me, he's like, it's a new ball game. And it was. And so we feel like the entrepreneurial person in a lot of ways, basically, if they're able to hustle and get after it, they thrive whenever there's somewhat of a disruption or chaos in the market.
And so how is your relationship, if you can share a little bit, between yourself, the agents, and like the buyers and the leasing agents and all the other players in the market? Like, how does that relationship kind of flow?
Well, the people that have joined our brokerage so far have all kind of understood what we're about before signing up. Like they've seen us on social media and they've seen us doing it for a long time. And we've just created this culture where like most of our agents feel the exact same way about real estate. Today we just closed on a property with one of our agents and that we flipped, and he found it and we threw up half the money and we flipped it. And so he's thriving and loving that. And, obviously, number one, if you're going to be an agent, we try to train as much as we can. We do 3 trainings every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10:30 on Google Hangouts. And we say, everyone's welcome. We have title companies, we have lenders, we have investors, and we're constantly teaching how to be better. So, I think people look at us that we're committed and serious in the market, and our agents know that we're here for them. And so we train them to be professionals. But then we say, always keep that second eye or second ear out for investing in deals and be looking. So it starts with doing a great job. If you go check out our reviews online, I think we have close to 300, and we're 5 stars. I mean, I think we have maybe 1 bad review, but we have a good reputation, and it's been, like I said, 13 years. We started a partnership 2 years ago, but we've both been working on this for a long time and building that credibility and the brand and the relationships. So it's, I think that you can go online and check it out, but the agents that feel the same way, they really thrive within our system because there's not a lot of other options. Most brokerages are trying to make their, X dollars per agent, and we're not worried about that. We have people that work full-time or part-time, and we treat them all the same, and we'll buy properties with all of them as well. And so we don't look at our agents as a dollar amount. We look at them as partners and people we want to work with. And I think they know that, and they talk about it online, and we're very proud of the message getting out there, but also the people. Like, we're nothing without our agents, and we've attracted a certain type of person, and those people are attracting a similar type of person. And it's been pretty special to see similar mindset, similar vision for everyone. And it's not like, we're hustlers, we work hard, but we're not like a Shark Tank vibe. Like, we're not, hey, what's your sales volume? Like, make more calls. Like, no, I mean, if you want to, great. Like, we'll help you do that. But if you don't, that's fine. And so people like that. Some people would prefer the other method. There's not always one exact way, but it's just kind of there's a laid back feel to it, but at the same time, a really hard working core that people know is there if they want to tap into. And as much as other people will work, we will work to match them and to help them. And we just guarantee to give more support than any other brokerage. And I believe that wholeheartedly. When we get to, 500 agents or 1,000 agents, that's going to be something we have to figure out. How do we keep that? But for now, like, we don't ever leave people hanging. Like, we always call them back. We always support them. And, it's been special to see that resonating, and then those people attracting other people to help us grow all together.
And so for you guys, what has been the biggest challenge that you've faced so far while you've been building up to where you are today?
The biggest challenge?
Yes.
I would say for me, it's to just find people and figure out how to zone in. Like, I feel very blessed that I have zoned in, but that took time on, like, this is the one thing I want to do. So even still to this point, like, I'll meet people. We met someone yesterday who wants to start a woodworking business, and I really like this guy, and he's good at what he does. And I'm like, Alex, let's go invest in this woodworking business. So it's trying to figure out a balance between new ideas and executing on the existing strategy. I've gotten let down sometimes here and there because I really put myself out there to help people. And I have literally 8 meetings today, and I will meet with anybody and everybody. What gets frustrating is when I'm meeting with people that I figure out that they're not serious and they're just talking about it and not being about it. My challenge is, I believe that people can get there, and I believe in them. Like, I think of the best of them and want to help them get there. But if they're not there now, like, maybe I shouldn't waste my time, and I should let them get there on their own and not on my time. But on the same side, like, maybe I can help them get there. So I don't know the answer there. I struggle with it all the time because I want to help and I put myself out there, but my time is valuable, just like anyone else's. And I guess, like, ultimately, I just feel like if they are talking about something and not doing it, they're also wasting their own time, and they just don't know it. But there's just this battle of, maybe I'm there to help them get there. So I struggle with that personally. Like, I've got kids at home, I've got family, like, I've got things to focus on as well, but I want to help anyone that needs it. And so my challenge is, like, how do I guess, weed out the people that aren't that serious and save us both some time without coming off as someone who's too busy or too arrogant or whatever that may be, to help somebody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you want the person to be able to help themselves first before you're able to help them. If they're not going to put in the effort in it, I mean, ultimately, it's up to the person, the individual person themselves, to create their own successes. But then they're able to utilize and leverage your experience, the resources that you have, and everything like that to be able to help them along with their goals. But ultimately, it's up to that person and how much effort they want to put in.
Yeah, just like it is. And I try to tell them, like, we've hit a certain level of our business, but we still have to do the same thing. Like, there is nobody else helping me and Alex hold our hand and give us our own leads or this or that. Like, we have to go do the same thing. And so it's kind of the lines of, like, teach a man how to fish rather than give them the fish. That's always the best way to go about it. Otherwise, you just help them one time, obviously.
So for you guys, what's next for you and your company?
There's a lot of moving parts. The biggest goal is, like I said, that vision of creating a clear path to help agents find that financial freedom through real estate. We are constantly looking for people to join the team. We have currently we have 2 or 3 salary positions available for people to come join. For me, it's just to constantly continue to meet people, continue to build these relationships and play the long game. I don't know what my next step would be as far as do I do something different in the future. We have a couple of big properties that we have under contract that we have to close in the next 60 to 90 days. And so we're working on getting capital together to close those deals. So that's like the immediate future. But really for me, it's how do we get all of these businesses firing on all cylinders? How do we truly have a system where everyone has everything that they need to succeed? And then how do we just continue to have progress and bring more people within this machine to help us grow? So it's just next for me is just constantly finding good people to bring onto the team and figure out ways to work together.
And Alex and Matt, I'd really love to hear, how has real estate impacted you each individually?
Real estate has changed my life. My entire life, I have wanted all the benefits that real estate can provide, the financial freedom, all these businesses working together, being able to invest, doing deals. And real estate is the vehicle that I didn't realize was going to be able to provide all those things. And so real estate for me has just changed my life, just like it has many other people.
Yeah, for me, I think it basically has just allowed me to figure out what I love to do and how to do it without anybody else telling me that. So it just gave me a freedom to get to the point where I'm at today to realize like, yeah, I love networking and meeting and building relationships. And I can't see how else I would have gotten to this point with any other job, because I would have never even, been doing this. And so I over time, I was having 1 coffee a day, then it turned into 2, now it's 8. And it's not like that happens every day, but I'm serious. I meet a lot of people all the time, and I stay in touch, and I've got tons of connections, and I feel very blessed. I get to sit down and hang out with people and talk about whatever we want to. I mean, we talk about real estate, but we'll go off and talk about life or family or God or whatever it may be. And it's a blessing. And I feel very blessed to have that freedom. So it's just giving me a freedom to do pretty much what I want, when I want, how I want to. But it took a long time and a lot of hard work. And that's why I feel so blessed to be in this lifestyle that if other people want it, I want to do everything I can to help them get there. But if they don't want it and they're talking about it, that's the struggle that I'll run into, because I'm, like I was saying earlier, just don't know how to approach it exactly. So yeah, it's just given that freedom and got me around a lot of great people.
And so in this business in real estate, what is one thing that sets the successful people apart?
Just taking action.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing, and these are simple concepts that everyone knows, but is to treat everyone the same, stay in touch with them, and add real value for them, and be very consistent with that. That is as simple as it gets to me. Everyone knows these kind of things, but like I said, I meet all these people. Probably 20% of them do this, what I'm saying, and the rest of the 80% kind of just fall off. So they're just wasting their time in the first place, but 2, the 20% are getting further and further ahead. And it's just very simple. Hey, I'm going to do this or that, and just do it and stick through with it. And I guess ultimately it would be build a really good reputation based on what you do and how you approach things. And if you figure out ways to add value for people constantly over a long period of time, you will get a lot of value yourself.
Yeah, the compounding effect.
Yeah. Every year that I've been in business in real estate, it's always been better on every single aspect. More money, more connections, more, access to lenders, even in these days, better interest rates, just if you're putting in that work, it has that snowball effect on all fronts. And personally, I have never run across anyone that really wanted to succeed in real estate and was like really putting in the work that did not find success. I've never seen it. And maybe it's out there, but I actually don't believe so. I think if you work hard enough and try hard enough, you will find that success.
Just like Matt mentioned, I'll expand but my answer, but I think it's as simple as just taking action, whether that is following up, that 20% that does that, or making the offers today when you don't want to, or picking up the phone and cold calling the owners. I think it's as simple as just taking action and taking the next step every single day. And I think that that's where a lot of people get caught up, is they either don't take that first step because they feel like they don't know everything, or it's scary, or there's risk, or whatever it is, or maybe they take one or two steps and then they give up. But just like Matt said, if you continue to take action long enough, I believe you will find success. And I think the most important thing is that you don't have to know everything. I mean, a lot of times when we're doing something, especially if we've never done it before, we have no clue what we're doing for the most part. The ins and outs of what we're about to go and do, or, like he mentioned a minute ago, investing in a woodworking company. We have no clue what a woodworking company looks like. However, you figure things out along the way, and if you make a mistake, you learn from it and you don't do it again, and you figure out what is working and you continue to do that and double down. And I think it's just as simple as taking action right now.
Yeah. And on that note, just to, maybe this will help somebody, but people get in that, analysis paralysis stage. And what you have to understand is that you're not going to just, if your goal is to own real estate and get that cash flow and retire, it's never going to happen on one property, or even two or three or four or five. It's got to be 15 or 20. And the only way to get to that number is to get one now, like get a good one. Obviously, do your inspections, find a good team, have a good manager, make sure the rent covers the mortgage, don't over leverage. Those are some of the simple concepts that I touched on that we've, figured out. But go take the risk on yourself. Like, say, I'm going to buy this, and no matter what happens, I'm going to figure out how to keep it, because I'm a hard worker and I know how to make money. And if you don't, you might as well learn now. If you can't do that kind of stuff, learn now and then go figure out something else to do, because it's not for everyone. But if you have that desire, I think you can figure out how to, find success within real estate. We say it all the time. Like, we really believe that. And I'd love to talk to someone who says, I put in 8 to 10 hours a day, every day, and I've done this for a long time and I've never been able to find success. Like, I want to talk to that person because I want to help them, get a different direction.
Yeah, no, that's so great, because absolutely, like you said, you might not know all the steps and you might be scared. And if you really don't know what the next steps are, there's a lot of resources out there. You can go talk to people, network, find people who are more experienced in the space, and then, work from there, and then those are your steps to taking action. And just those little one steps will get you closer and closer to wherever you want to be.
Google, YouTube, podcast. I mean, some of the greatest ideas or directions or things that we implement, I hear on YouTube or a podcast or something. I'm like, that's a great idea. Let's do that over here and have it look like this. There's endless amounts of free resources available.
I think the biggest, I guess, what I feel like is the people that don't find success within this, they just literally, they're too short term. Like, it is a long process and you have to commit to learning the basics and building. And I don't think a lot of people can do that or want that. Like, they just want those immediate results. And that's not what this business is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt and Alex, I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing everything you did today. I really enjoyed our conversation today. And, if our listeners wanted to find out more about the two of you and your company, what you guys are building, what you are up to, where's the best place that they can go and find out more?
We're all over. We're on YouTube, Teifke Real Estate, Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook. We are super easy to get a hold of. Our website is teifkerealestate.com. And we're constantly putting out content. We'd love for people to go subscribe and check out our channel. Give us some comments. Let us know your opinions. We're super easy to get a hold of. I can give my cell phone number if anyone wants. It's 512-914-4806. Test me out. Give me a call. I'll always get back to you. And we truly do want to help. So we're super easy. We try to be as convenient as possible, and we always try to add value for people.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, you two.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate your time.